of you. And I also want to thank you because I flew across the country to watch your matches live yesterday. And I wanted to sort of ask the question based on that. I watched four teams at that stadium yesterday, and there was only one team that was vocal throughout, and the bench was very loud, and there was sort of cohesiveness, and everyone was talking, and everyone was communicating, and that was you guys. And I wanted to sort of understand, as someone who's not from the Philippines, what the Filipino spirit really is, and how has it sort of translated into this team showing up at the biggest stage?
I mean, I know I said it before, but it's just like passion and like Filipinos, our resilience is legendary. And like no matter what, you will see Filipinos working so hard and putting their heart, their souls into everything that we do. And I think that's what you saw that day. Like you saw girls over communicating, yelling, screaming, no matter where they were, because that's just how Filipinos do it. Like we're loud, we're proud, we're, like I said, we're gonna work hard and we're gonna go all the way to the end. We're never gonna give up. And um, just being able to communicate like that on the field just shows. And you for you to even comment on that, I think that just shows like the type of team that we are.
Yeah. For me, I think growing up in a Filipino household, always loud all the time. I'd say like my brother is probably the loudest, to be honest, but not even just that being loud, but it's the fight and the grit I think that we as Filipinos have. That the laban we have is just, it's insane. Like we did not stop, and I think that's truly a part of our character and personality of this team, and I think it's it rang true for us last night.
Thank you so much. I have a quick follow-up question. I think a lot of qualities that the Indian team had and us as Indian fans were looking forward to, you guys have sort of exhibited as well, and a lot of Indian fans and neutrals are rooting for you, including myself. And a lot of people on your team have become household names within the country overnight, and of course in the globe as well. Do you guys recognize the instant impact or the exposure that you guys have sort of had, and how you are now role models, and how do you take on that responsibility having exploded overnight?
Wow. I I never would have picked myself as a role model for anyone, but um just I think to be strong and, like we said, to have that fight and to be a role model for the next generation to come. I think it's so important that we want to give this team and women's football longevity. We want to create more spaces for women in football and in sports in general. So I think it's really important we show, especially for an underdog as like us, I've always, especially with my family, we've always rooted for the underdog, no matter who it may be. So I think it's really important to show that resilience, and I think it's important to instill that into the next generation, that when things get tough, you can't give up. You can't stop. You've got to keep going until the very end. And you walk off that field and say, you know what, if it didn't go my way, I still did everything I could possibly do. And I think it's really, truly important for the next generation and to be a role model for that sort of stuff.
No, she said it all. Just like kind of being a role model for the teams that may not be at the top. Like we're not at quote unquote the top, but look at us. Maybe not everyone thought we would be here, but like that's the role that we're playing for other teams. They're like, oh, look at the Philippines, look what they're doing. Okay, we can do it. And I think that's important to just be able to show everyone, like, if we can do it, you can do it too. And so and I think that would contribute to just growing the sport in general, and raising that level, raising that bar for women's soccer.
Thank you, ladies, and all the best.
Thank
Thank you.
you.